Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and while many of us, it may be a day of love and romance, it's not the case for everyone. Today I'm joined by Nicole Sodoma, and she is a divorce attorney who also wrote a book, Please Don't Say You're Sorry, and she's joining us today. Thanks so much for coming out here.
Thank you. I know talking about divorce when we're talking about Valentine's Day can be kind of challenging, but for a lot of people, this might be their first Valentine's Day without a partner.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's going to be a new time. We hear it often.
And so let's first talk about your book. You have a book signing in Greenville this weekend. So tell me a little bit about it.
So the book signing is tomorrow at Barnes & Noble on Haywood. The book is called Please Don't Say You're Sorry. And essentially, I've been a divorce attorney for 20 years and have a practice. And I'd say that it wasn't until I actually got divorced that I realized that there were a lot of things that my clients weren't telling me, and that there were a lot of things that lawyers could be telling their clients. And so I ended up writing a book about it, and it's full of candor and tips. I hope it makes you laugh a little. You know, it was actually really cathartic for me as well. And so we've had a great time on the road with it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really surprising that divorce rates increase this time of year from January to March. Do you know why that is?
I think it feels a little bit, we say it's resolutioners, like people who felt like this was a possibility and that they wanted to make it through the holidays, and in January they felt like they needed to make a decision. That's, you know, and it's been that way for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
Right, I know.
And as a divorce attorney, you see everyone. For people who come in, what's the number one reason that people go in for divorce? What's the biggest reason you see? And then from that, what advice can you give married couples?
What do you think the biggest reason might be?
Finances?
Or adultery?
Or that, cheating?
Abuse? I mean, the list is long.
Okay.
And a lot of times they all kind of go together. So my advice for couples is to over-communicate, to have ways to resolve conflict. I mean, I'm a marriage-loving divorce attorney. I love the idea of marriage. You know, I want people to read the book who aren't thinking of divorce. But the reality is that it takes two to say I do, two people to say I want to get married, but only one person to say I don't. And so going into it with your eyes wide open, keeping your eyes open, working together as a partnership, communicating the entire time, date from the very beginning until you don't want to be married anymore, death, whatever it is that's going to part ways. But, you know, you have to have ways to stay together in good times and in bad. And so I would say knowing how to do that, knowing what works for you, knowing what someone else understands how to be loved and what works for them, how they receive love. Oh, there's so many amazing resources, and so hopefully we'll keep a few marriages together and help those going through divorce make it a little easier.
And last question, for those who are either going through a divorce, a breakup, or they just went through one, what advice do you have for Valentine's Day?
Come up with your own holiday. I mean, I know that people have Galentine's Day. You know, have a holiday on another day. Make it about whatever you want. We get to do this journey however we want to do this journey. So don't be afraid to experience it differently in this chapter.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And you have a book signing in Greenville. That's this weekend, Saturday. It starts at noon, right?
It does.
Barnes & Noble?
Yes, it does. And we'll have a reading at 1 o'clock. So hope you can come.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll send it over to Kendra and Weather.